Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night. Time for another live look at horror show. I'm Kevin. As always, I'm joined by Tony. Has non-finger.
What is going on, people?
And Angel's back with us.
Hello, my peoples.
Yes. So we do have a guest tonight. He is running. Yeah, we know he's going to be late. He's going to be joining us in probably like the next 15 to 20 to 30 to 45 to an hour minutes. He's going to be on at some point. And
Just what's going to pop up?
DJ Remark.
Yes,
now, I don't know
he
if
had
it
him
goes
on
by,
a long time ago.
I don't know if it goes by DJ. I know it's Daniel, but I think on the IMDb it says DJ.
Yeah,
DJ Remark or Remark.
DJ Remark. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, we had him on a long time ago. I forget for what project, but he's coming on for the
Hellgate movie.
The Hellgate. I spent a good amount of time on my break today going through Instagram looking for songs called Hellgate to find one to add to the Instagram like post. I don't know. Anyways,
did you get it? Did you get it?
Just found one that sounded spooky. But yeah, so we're going to talk about some stuff for a little bit. Couple 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. So we didn't do a show last week. He was supposed to be the guest last week. He couldn't do it, and we just had other things we could do. So we took a week off because so is life, and that's that.
Yeah, because he wanted to come on like earlier, but then he said they were wrapping up. Last week they wrapped up on the movie, from what I understand, and then I guess other meetings and stuff came up, so he had it for the 30th. Then he wanted to move it up to talk about it, and then he said stuff happened, so then we moved it back to the 30th. So
yeah,
AKA tonight.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about the Hellgate and other things, I'm sure. But before he comes on, we can speak about other things as well. So is there anything you guys have checked out recently that you feel is worth mentioning? I know I don't know if you've mentioned if this is one of the ones that I had already seen, Angel, but it's because I had asked when we did this the recent recording of the season premiere of That Strange Show.
Coming soon.
We just recorded that last weekend.
Yeah, sometimes ago.
Was it last weekend or the weekend before?
It was 2 Saturdays ago. At some point, probably this week.
All blends together.
Yeah, that's why I don't even know what day it is. That's how we opened the episode. I was like, what day is it?
Yeah. Who what? Yeah, because actually this past Saturday I picked up garbage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw
it was because of Earth Day. Earth Day was Monday, and
Happy Earth Day.
To celebrate Earth Day. At the end of the week, we for the town of Leicester, my job did a trash pickup thing, and it just happened to be in my neighborhood. So literally, it was like I walked up the street to meet everybody, and then we just went around literally my neighborhood, except for my street. We didn't do my street. And then, unfortunately, there was way less people from my job that actually came.
Yeah, that's usually how that fares out.
Yeah, but the thing is that they ordered 150 hot dogs to feed the helpers, and there was not even like a dozen helpers.
Ooh, so that means it was Glizzy Saturday, bro.
Well, the thing is that without giving too much information, I work for a non-profit, but it's homeless shelters. So they're families, so they're homeless families. So
Cut 'em
of
up.
course we just, hey everyone, come on down and have some hot
Free
dogs.
Hold
I thought
up.
you were going to say you were practicing for the 4th of July
Oh no,
hot
I'm
dog
not,
eating
I'm
contest.
not a hot dog fan,
Oh, no.
especially the
You're not
place.
a hot dog man?
No, Mimi, I'm not a hot dog man. But the one thing too is that the where they got the hot dogs from, I especially am not a fan of.
Nathan's? What'd they
Nathan's.
get?
No. They got Hot Dog Annie's in Leicester.
Never heard of it, and
Well,
I don't
it's
like
a
the
small
name.
shop in Leicester, and that one of the main reasons I went there once when we first moved to Leicester, and there was this old lady that was putting relish on a hot dog, and she was dragging her nail through like the relish as she was doing it.
Hell
And
yeah.
she just like scraped out like a barn. Like, it
You
was
want, you
nails
want
and
some
stuff.
onions? You want some onions on there,
So
Kevin?
for that reason, I haven't visited them since. And
Well, the name's weird.
yeah, but anyways,
Hot dog Annie?
so
What about Annie's hot dog?
I don't know. So whenever we catch mice, like field mice at my house, because my wife is a vet tech and we do no kill traps. Whenever we catch mice, because we don't have a basement or anything,
You
we
let
do
him go
no-kill
in hot
trap,
dog Annie's.
and I drive him to the Worcester Airport, the back of Worcester Airport, and everyone's like, "They're still going to come back to your house." I'm like, "No, they're not, because in order to get here, they have to pass Hot Dog Annie's."
And
So,
they're never making it out of that building.
oh no. Sergio's in the chat saying, "What's up? What's up, Serge?"
What up, Sergio?
Our guest will be coming on shortly.
Kevin's got the hot dogs on deck.
I've got mad hot dogs on deck. But still, it was good. I got to, talk to some, employees that I know just through like Teams meetings and stuff like that I have never met in person. So it was
You
cool.
guys got to watch each other eat hot dogs by the dozen.
No. Yeah.
So what do you do?
Water.
So what do you do, Marianne?
I just eat hot dogs. Thanks. Thanks for noticing. But yeah. So I did that last weekend, and then we actually have another like thing this Saturday, but it's only like an hour, so I won't be there all day or anything. But yeah, I've been doing work's been keeping me busy. I've been practicing bass a bunch, trying to build my calluses back up because as you guys know, when I was not able to play for almost a year, like I'm trying to build my chops back up. So I'm trying to build my calluses back up. And when I was a kid, I used to play because I always played with my fingers for the most part. I would play until my fingers bled, and then I would stop. And then
Was
the
this
next
the summer of '69?
No, it was in the late 80s, early 90s though. So I had to build my calluses back up, and they were hurting pretty bad yesterday. So I didn't play at all today, but you can see the progress of my fingers.
Baby.
So they're not blisters, but it's under the skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just also.
You're on that. My name is Mud.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been doing that a bunch.
I got a big brown beaver.
And checking out some stuff. There's so the movie that I was wondering if Angel's checked out. I'm also curious if Tony's checked out. Late Night with the Devil.
I have not.
No, neither of you.
Nah, it was you were busy picking up trash. I was busy ripping my bathroom apart. So the one thing about ripping anything apart is that you have to put it back together. So right now I'm waiting for shit to dry off so I can start sanding some shit.
Probably should have flushed the toilet before you ripped your bathroom.
Yeah.
Nah, so there's that much in the toilet, you're waiting for it to dry out. That makes no sense.
Yeah, we're doing adultings.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm in the same boat.
But I'm still in my queue.
It's very one of those movies that are very hyped up. I was like it
is really good.
Town for the last 2 weeks.
It is really good. And the one thing that you had brought up, Angel, that people were upset about the AI generated stuff.
Yeah.
You can totally tell it's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's exactly like from what I said, the hands are wrong. Like so it's like looks like old school art of like a skeleton. The hands are just like not right.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not even trying to hide it or anything. And
No,
nothing
no,
else looked like it was AI generated to me.
No, it was just that particular cutscene is what is.
They use like that image a couple times when they go to cut the commercials.
Yeah. Well, like I said, then was the artists themselves used the AI as a tool.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they opened up a MacBook and didn't pay someone to do that. Someone got paid to do that.
I was watching Kill Tony last night, and there's a comedy club in Austin, Texas that one of the guys from the show runs. His name is Red Band, and I forget the name of the club, but he's got an ad for it, and it's all AI generated. Well, it's pretty close to the mothership. But it's The Secret. He's got a show called The Secret Show, and I forget what the name of the club is, but the ad that he play or the image that he shows every time is totally AI generated, but whatever.
I checked this movie out. It's a Wonderful Knife.
Oh yeah, that was our season closer.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I liked it.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, so Justin,
it was different.
Yeah. There's a lot of loopholes in that movie. A lot of like, we're just going to assume this happened, and we're just going to assume that was the case, But it was still.
I watched on Amazon Prime, Totally Killer.
Oh, how was that?
It's been out for a while. It was fun. It's like a horror comedy type deal.
Is that the time travel one?
Yeah, the time they use like a photo. Well, the girl uses like a photo machine to go back in time to save her like mother from getting killed.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but yeah, I knew that was like.
I recommend it. It has like if you've ever seen Final Girls, where they get transferred into the movie, it kind of has that feel to it.
Right on. Sergio's asking if we have a guest. We do. He's
right here, bro. I'm right here, bro.
Angel's always a guest, but we do have someone who's going to be coming on shortly.
I know that I finished Fallout.
I
don't know if you haven't. Okay, so we won't touch on that, but definitely
continue watching. I've seen, it's very good.
Yeah, continue watching.
You ever played the game or games?
Me either.
But it is really good. That's
how many episode is it?
8.
8
or 9.
Although I'm one of those guys that I will start a show and then I'll just be like, "Oh, that was really good. I want to watch another episode." Hey, this other show just is on now too. I'm gonna watch the whole thing. So over the weekend, I like prison shows, like reality prison shows.
Was it Unlocked?
Yes, I watched Unlocked from beginning to end.
That's on from beginning to end. Me and my wife were that's like
8 episodes.
Soon we're gonna sit down and watch this because I was like, we need to see what's going on.
Very interesting. Yeah. So Tony, what Unlocked is I think is it in New York?
I forget where it is, but
it's not a prison. It's not a federal prison. It's like these guys are locked up waiting to be transferred to either federal prison or to go to.
It's jail though.
Yeah. But it's a pretty. There's people. Marcus is in the chat saying hi.
Hello, Marcus.
Sure, you know Marcus, Tony? I don't know if he's a
Marcus Vinicius.
Is he a TikTok guy?
Yes, I believe.
So the sheriff decides because there's many areas of this jail that everyone's locked up for 23 hours a day. They only get an hour a day outside of their cell. Everyone's just going crazy, right? So he decides he's going to take this one area, and the doors aren't locked, 24 hours a day. Oh, he's from Brazil. Just a viewer. Hey, awesome. Thanks,
what's up, man?
Cool. Welcome to Brazil. I said from Brazil. I'm not there though. Welcome, Marcus from Brazil. Yes. But So yeah, and it's an experiment. It's like a 6-week long experiment, and there's guys that are there for capital murder and guys that are there for just drug dealing and like, robbery and whatever. But it's like it ranges from like everything. There's guys that have been in jail for like their entire life, basically, and other people that are the young bloods, and then the old heads. So they have to make it work. So like there's no guards there either. They're all behind like locked, they're not in the actual area. Mm-hmm. So the only time they come in is if they have to. And if they have to, then something's going to get shut down.
Your face.
Right. So it's really interesting because these just a bunch of criminals that are behind bars that have to make this work as a group.
So this is like real, like it's not like a TV.
It's not scripted. No, it's not scripted. It's reality.
So it's like a Survivor type deal.
Well, yeah,
like Survivor kind of did. Well, I'm sure Survivor's scripted, but it's like that, like a reality.
Yeah,
TV.
but then you have people that are like want to take advantage of the freedom, so like they start like doing things they shouldn't be, and then it's like, all right, well, everyone got locked down for 24 hours because you decided to do something stupid.
No, we're gonna kill you.
No, it's like that could happen. There's dudes that like just don't know when to stop, and they're gonna get seriously hurt.
Yeah.
So they have to like it's like a thing like, okay, you guys, you're gonna need 24-hour lockdown, and then tomorrow you have to vote, and you're gonna vote someone out. But it's all like anonymous and whatever, blah, 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 blah. But then I'm not going to ruin it for you. But, other things happen. And, it was really interesting. I like those kind of shows. Like I like just prison shows.
And it's on what?
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
it's 8 episodes. I watched all 8 on Sunday.
Yeah, there's like those are social experiment shows.
Yeah.
In Boston over here that they did. Remember where they like made regular dudes like play one set, play prisoners, and the other set play the guards, and then like the power trip that like the people who were supposed to be guarding like felt that they had. It got pretty bad.
What was that on?
It's real life. Oh, it was what the fuck's it? They even made a movie about it with Adrian Brody and.
Oh, really? No, that's the thing is like some people like are not made for certain kinds of jobs, like power trips.
Yeah, it was bad. Like they're making them like do crazy shit.
Yeah,
but speaking of crazy shit, Baby Reindeer is also on Netflix, which I started watching with my wife. That's
the one that Ryan and Mandy both said you guys need to watch this, right?
No, they were talking about I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
Is it the one with the heavyset girl?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought it was that one because I've seen a bunch of posts like today about it.
Yeah. I started. I think I'm like 3 episodes in, and then I stopped when the disclaimer on the next episode was like, "Get ready for some shit."
Really?
So if you are,
I heard it's very depressing,
triggered by certain, things, this is the episode for you. And then I saw a meme that said like, "Baby Reindeer, just go ahead and skip episode whatever number it is, and you'll be all right."
Now I'll have to.
And I said, "No, I gotta see it."
Yeah.
But yeah, I started watching that. It's really weird.
Yeah,
the way it's shot too, because I was talking with my wife. I was like, when they like go to certain characters, like they use like this ultra wide, like so it has like that natural like warping, which is weird.
Is that a British show?
I think they're British. I'm not sure, love.
Because this was it
Android 69
is asking me.
Let me see. Baby Reindeer.
There's a lot of really great British shows on Netflix. I'm a big fan of British shows. So
you're big British.
I'm a Britishman. Mimi, I'm a British fan of. I watched it yesterday and I watched it again today, and it's just a British game show, but it was like the funniest bits from like season 13 of 8 out of 10 Cats, and I watched it twice, and it was still funny the second time I watched it.
They go to a pub, so maybe.
Excuse the question. Do you guys know John Carpenter's film Mouth of Madness from 1994?
Yes.
That is a
We
yes.
do. Yes, we do.
Yes,
And
Great film.
no, you don't have to excuse the question. You
ask away.
whatever you like, yeah.
Especially when it's a like open forum like this. Sometimes we don't have a guest, so questions are encouraged because sometimes we need some kind of
Some
content
roadway.
So it helps us.
Yeah,
you can tell that.
Although we will have our guest will be coming on shortly, I believe.
Mouth of Madness.
It's his favorite ever. He said that's his favorite movie ever. Out of all movies, that's like it's not like specifically just a favorite horror movie. That's your favorite movie.
That was the one where I can't even think of the guy, but it's like about his book, and his book comes to life.
I'm talking about Sam Neill's.
Sam Neill.
Yeah, plays John Trent.
Just for those who don't know, Angel likes to pluralize things.
I do.
And I think it's hilarious.
But yeah, Baby Reindeers. So go watch that. I mean, I'm halfway through it. I also started Little Marvin's series, season 2, called Them. I'm about 3 episodes in, and it's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Them.
Yeah, Them. First season was ridiculously good. It was like so poignant with like the racism stuff they were talking about back then, with the redlining and all that stuff, and using that as a vehicle of horror too, while introducing like horror elements and all that good stuff. So this touches this.
There's a little bit of a loaded question right here from Saul Rodriguez Jr. Question for all: what movie was it that got you into the horror genre?
I'm gonna go.
And if we have a guest, we do have a guest. They're coming on.
We do.
So yeah. So was there a specific movie that scared the crap out of you that got you into the horror genre?
Go ahead, Tony.
Probably The Exorcist, but I don't know if that was a movie that got me into horror. I think the movie that got me into horror was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And then, especially when I watched it when I was younger, so I kind of like gradually made my way up into the crazier stuff. But then I remember watching like Hellraiser at a young age, and that almost turned me off. I'm like, what the hell? Like torture porn kind of deal.
Now that's your favorite.
You open the box.
Like, where are the chains? No, but probably Killer Clowns from Outer Space was the one that I was just like, oh, what is this? A different kind of genre type deal.
Yeah. What about you, Angel?
I'm gonna start with Trilogy of Terror. That was the first movie I saw when I was a young wee lad with me meh.
With meh. The one that I recall scaring the crap out of me the most, definitely was probably Poltergeist. Like there may have been bits and pieces of things that I've seen before that, but that was like the first like full movie that like there's still scenes that still get me. Like even though the special effects have not held up at all, but still.
Yeah, and then another horror comedy, Lair of the White Worm, was another one I remember.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
From back in the days.
Yeah, it's different.
Student bodies, let's not forget that. Sometimes Malbert P's red.
But yeah, Trilogy of Terror, go check it out if you haven't never seen it.
And Trilogy of Terror 2.
Yeah. So Saul's saying that for him it was Dream Child, Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a great movie.
That's a good one.
It was definitely the earlier Nightmare movies were definitely
before they got a little bit more.
You should have gave up a long time ago.
Give up, bro. I mean, just get wackier, dude. By the end of it, they're like Inception. They were doing Inception. Like
by the end of it,
Freddy was real life.
Arnold was in it. And they should have.
By the end,
for that.
By the end, Freddy turned from Robert Englund to someone else. That last one, the reboot.
Oh, you're talking about the Bad News Bears guy?
Yeah, Bad News Bearsman. So Argonoid 69 saying Friday the 13th was his first horror. He was about 12 or 13. Nice.
Yeah. Good age. Good age.
We actually just it hasn't come out yet, but there's another show, Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter, that I do with Nancy Ann Ritter from Scream, and we did Friday the 13th. That was the last one we did.
Oh, gee.
Yep, the original, the old Kevin Bacon poorly diving off of the deck or dock, whatever. He does like the perfect like motion, but he totally belly flops. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marcus is saying for him the atmosphere of old films is much more immersive. I agree. Some of the newer stuff, it's far and few between. Like a lot of them are, especially Hollywood ones, are more cash grabs. You know, there's just some good ones that come out.
Because now they're definitely going for the classics, but let's just make the beginning for everything and see how it goes. Because the Omen, well, yeah, it's just like, okay, let's just let's
talk about how crazy Hollywood is right now. That Russell Crowe just put out a movie a little bit back ago.
Yeah.
Called The Pope's Exorcism or whatever it's called. And he has a new one coming out, Russell Crowe, and it's called The Exorcism. And he's doing the same thing, except it's a little more
not anymore.
No, he's not. No, that's what I'm saying. In it, it looks like like these movies where
is it a sequel of it? And when it's
no,
like I just lost my faith?
It has no relation whatsoever. In the other one, it's like, oh, I don't believe, in Satanas and fucking whatever. And then like, oh, okay, you don't believe? Okay, now you believe. That whole story arc. But in this one, it's like he's playing like he's playing a priest, I think. And but it's a show that they're doing kind of like a fake reality thing, and they start fucking around with like exorcisms, and then they're like, this stuff is really real. And then Russell Crowe's like,
speaking of really real, and speaking of Sergio asking if we have a guest, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, sir. Welcome back. It's been.
Hey, what's up, guys? I can't hear anybody yet. Can you all hear me?
You can. Yes.
Sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay.
What's going on?
Making sure the tab's not muted.
What's going on?
But yeah, go watch Russell Crowe's 2 new exorcism movies.
I'm good.
Back to back.
I think the last Russell Crowe movie I really, really enjoyed, and I don't even remember if he was in it, honestly.
Gotcha.
You got it?
You hear us?
I got it. Sorry, I had the wrong speakers selected because I'm good at computers.
Yeah, we're talking about Russell Crowe.
Was he in Romper Stomper?
Yes, he was.
That's the last one I liked.
Yeah, that movie was old, but it was good.
Yes. So like I was saying, welcome back, DJ Remark.
Hey.
And what movie did we have you on for the first time? It's been a while.
Same movie.
Was it the same movie?
Yeah, I've been in so I was in I gotta say, this is awkward being on the other side of StreamYard, by the way.
Oh, really?
Because I have my show on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm always the host.
Oh.
And so being the guest, being on this side of StreamYard is interesting.
It's
but
what's your show on Wednesdays?
It's called The Screaming Room.
Okay.
And we talk about more like indie horror. We talk about some modern horror news so that the algorithm likes us. So we do that. And I put up
Russell Crowe.
I put up some clickbaity stuff, but yeah, we're probably talking about the 2 movies, right?
Yeah.
The 2 Russell Crowe Exorcist movies.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about.
that's what I figured.
It's like, wait,
I'm sure they're better. I'm sure they're better than Believer. So
no, I haven't seen that yet. Should I know?
Oh, really? Well, don't.
I have no interest in seeing the Russell Crowe movies.
Yeah, me neither.
I was bringing up Late Night with the Devil because I don't know if you've checked that out yet. Late Night.
Yes,
I thought it was really good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Exorcist.
It's I just today. I wish I probably should have kept an eye on it and saved it, but so Saul is saying the Screaming Room sounds like a hoot. So is that just streaming on like YouTube and Facebook, or where do you stream your show?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and then we usually upload audio on Spotify. But this last week, it's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I don't mean to plug my shit on your guys' show.
But I asked. We were going to have you plug it eventually, anyways.
Okay, well, yeah. So it's at Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and but this last show that we did, I just wrapped on the Hellgate. So I just wrapped on my movie, and I was sharing a bunch of like behind the scenes stuff and some real quick screen grabs from the footage with just a light color grade, just to kind of show some people, what we got.
Mm-hmm.
And everything, and so it's a lot of that that we were doing, but I forget what the original question was, but anyway,
I was just asking where people could check it out.
Sorry, that's right. And then, but the Spotify people that listen on Spotify and Apple Music and all the just audio only, they're gonna have a bad time with that episode because we're like, look at all this cool shit.
Right. Like we say the same thing because we normally will like play like a trailer or something, and then like, hey, how did that trailer sound to you guys that are just listening?
Right,
screaming.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah, we actually don't get on there and just scream, but there is. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ghost Pirate Entertainment.
No.
Kane and Becker, Ghost Pirate. Well, anyway, he's also my co-host, and him and I fight about horror movies a lot.
Nice.
And so that's where a lot of the entertainment comes from.
But we don't. Yeah, that's the thing is you've been on before. We don't fight about horror movies at all. We just talk about them, and that's that.
Well, when I say fight, it's like I think a movie's bad, he thinks a movie's good, and we like, and then we go at it, and it's but
oh, totally.
Other than that, it's
so Angel. I'm part of another show that Angel does called That Strange Show. And sometimes there's some disagreements, but it doesn't get violent or yelly. Some people
you like the movie I like, all right?
Well, you're off the show. But yeah, I don't know. I think that Tony and I are too laid back. We're like, yeah, everyone's got an opinion. That's cool. Like
right.
No.
I'm super passionate and maybe a little autistic, and so that's where that comes from. And
well, don't get me wrong, I'll be super passionate in person. And I'll be like, oh, this movie's just dog crap. Like there's movies that people love that I'm like, I don't like this movie at all.
It follows.
I think
I love It Follows. I think we talked about this last time.
Let's talk about It Follows, Kev.
Oh, dude. I'm stoked for the sequel.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, no, I loved It Follows. I thought it was super creative, especially for the budget that they had.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the kind of curse. I like how it's kind of a curse. I mean, like, I guess some people can probably think it's a little silly that it's an STD curse, but like also like STDs are kind of curses, so like that sucks, but I just think
for me, it did not live up to as much hype as that it got at all. Like people were like, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life. Like literally.
Well, yeah, but
people were saying that kind of crap. And it's just like, I went to see it in the theater. I'm like, what are people impressed with? Like, this is nothing special.
Where's the cuckoos?
I don't know, man. I think like I was pretty on edge, because like, think about it. You have something that
kept me on edge. Oh, the only thing that even startled me was a cheesy jump scare. It was like,
but I mean, yeah, but we all know. I mean, like cheesy jump scare, like jump scares. 90% of the time, you're not actually scared at a jump scare. You're surprised, right? It's startling you. That's not a scare. That's why 90% of jump scares are shit because
my new best friend.
Your new best. Yeah, you're not scared of that.
Halfway through, It Follows. You know what else I fell asleep through? Mad Max Fury Road. Boring. That movie is garbage. Great. I'm driving in the desert. What am I doing 30 minutes from now? Driving in the desert.
Playing bass guitar.
You turn around and do the same thing. Driving in the desert.
Yeah. I guess I'm also in the minority opinion because I did have fun with that movie when I watched it.
Kevin's
and I'm a Mad Max.
grumpy old man
I'm a Mad Max fan, but like I don't know. I had fun with it.
I'm
I
not
wasn't
a-
going. I guess because I wasn't going into that movie expecting like a stellar story with
No.
Oscar-worthy acting and all. Because I wasn't expecting that. The fact that I didn't get it was like, all right, cool. Like
I wasn't,
you know what I
wasn't
mean?
expecting you to have such a enjoyable nap. Man, I felt relaxed afterwards. But anyways, we're totally not even talking about your movie yet. So the Hellgate,
DJ.
you wrapped on
What's
the
up, man?
Hellgate. What's the plan? Like, so
Tell the people what the movie's about.
yeah.
I know you've been here before,
also,
but
like with the Hellgate, like what, like you talking physical release? You talking streaming? Do you have an idea on? Are you like looking for distribution?
Yeah. So there's a couple of places that we can go with this, and I would like to sell the rights to a distributor and have them distribute it. And then I have a few marketing ideas to present to them, because a lot of times, and so if there's any filmmakers in the chat, in the audience listening, if you get distribution for your film, they're not going to market it. You have to do it yourself, or you have to come to sort of an agreement with a distributor for how the marketing is going to go. So I have been studying for a while, actually the business of film, and really how distribution works, how selling and making money off of movies works. And it's very similar to the music business. So if anybody is in the music business, if you know how to be successful in the music business, then you know how to be successful in the film business.
I was going to say, I was somewhat in the music business for a bit. So was an Angel, and we both failed miserably at that. So we don't know how to succeed in the music business.
well, I mean, it all depends on how you gauge success, right?
Well, I mean, I can tell people some stories about things that I did.
I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun too, but it's over, and I still have to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right.
I rock and roll at work.
So to answer your question without going off on a rabbit trail there, our goal is distribution. Yeah. I wrote this movie to sell, pretty much, and we executed the movie in a way that I think is going to sell. But we are absolutely going to be licensing distribution rights for streaming and everything else. We are going to be keeping, and I don't mind saying this anywhere, live, publicly, wherever, we do plan on keeping the rights to the physical media release and selling physical media ourselves. Because if there is anything that's trending up, especially in the horror community, it is physical media.
Yeah.
And so that is where we're going to make our money. And I mean, you're going to make money on streaming. You're going to make money all of those other places, like whether we have private screenings or stuff like that. There's definitely ways to make money in different territories, pre-selling, blah, blah, blah. But physical media, yeah, we're absolutely, if you want to buy a DVD, Blu-ray of the Hellgate, you have to buy it from bloodscribecreations.com. So, and it's, I mean, nothing's up there yet. So there's no pre-orders yet or anything, because we just wrapped last week. And I don't even have the footage yet to start editing. So I'm still waiting to get that. We had some scares, let's just say, with our media during and after production that we've been rescuing ourselves.
But that's the thing with physical media now, as the big blockchain or big block stores are not carrying it. For the collectors out there, they know of the boutique side of it, or the direct side of it. So collectors are still going to be looking. I mean, not everyone knows where to look, but I know there's still going to be people clamoring for like a physical media release.
He's doing his old thumb thing there.
Yeah. So what kind of you had like issues with your meat, like your captures?
Yeah, so we have we shot the film on technically 6 cameras, but really 2. Okay. Those were our 2 main cameras. We had a Blackmagic 6K Pro and a Canon C200.
Nice.
That we shot this on, and we shot it on these like Samsung T5s pretty much. But we had, every time we dumped footage at the end of the night, we dumped it on spinny hard drives that we plugged into a toaster pretty much. Okay. And there were these huge, like 14 terabyte spinny drives. Well, about halfway through production, we're shooting at a music store, and the book bag that was carrying the drives fell off a counter. And so if any of you know about spinny drives, you don't want that to happen to them.
Now you want to keep spinning them.
Right. And so my gaffer,
like, especially if it's that large, you said 14 terabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's a lot of discs. There's a lot of platters in there.
Right.
You can easily get all spadoinkled up and then like,
right.
Yeah.
So my gaffer actually had to take the casing off of the drive and get in there and make sure that all the media was still on there. And thank God it was. But when we first plugged it in after it dropped, it would not boot up on the laptop that we had originally plugged it into. So we had a minor there, and then afterwards, my director of photography, Jay Palmer, is very, bless him, meticulous about his media, and he wants like 2 backups of everything. So he kept taking all of the footage at the end of every day and would back it up. And after we wrapped, he's doing a backup on one of these drives, and again, one of these drives would not boot up on his computer. So there was we lost all the footage scare, and obviously we got it. It happened. It's just he works off Mac, I work off PC because PC Master Race, and he just wanted to make sure that it was going to be formatted correctly and blah blah blah. So I'm hopefully getting all of the footage tomorrow, because he just wants to make sure that we have 2 backups and I get the editing footage and blah blah blah. And for the 2 scares was that during production we almost lost it, and right after production we thought we lost it, and so it's like.
How long how long was production? Like how long?
It was 16 days, Monday through Friday with weekends off, and our final Saturday was our last day.
Yeah.
And so we began production April 1st and we wrapped on April 20th, I think, or 21st.
But you've been working on this project for a while though.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
2 years worth of work, and in the filming, and there was a chance it could have been gone.
Yes,
that's.
Bro, how many tables would you have flipped?
All of them.
Every table that I ever came across.
You would have like, let's take a trip to IKEA. I'm flipping every table I can.
Yeah.
Whoever is behind me, I'm ripping your head off. I'm sorry. Yes. I don't know if you did it, but if you're behind me, I'm gonna rip your head off.
Yes. So actually, I do have a couple questions. One's a comment. Well, actually, both kind of comments, but. One of them, and I just have to show this one because I'm assuming it's different in Brazil. But it's Marcus. He's in Brazil, but he's saying, as someone who doesn't know anything or understand anything, what do you guys think about TLC? Because I watch a lot of independent films on TLC, on the TLC channel. So in the US, TLC is where you would go to watch 1,000-Pound Sisters or like
right.
My 600-Pound Life. So I'm assuming TLC where you're at is different.
Yeah, because
over
here TLC is a learning channel.
Yeah, but yeah, it would be kind of crazy to see like a cool independent film in between some girls talking about having a sody.
Yeah,
you're
not pregnant, you fat.
So I guess TLC probably. So it's watching independent films on TLC, I'm assuming is like, that is a licensing avenue. So you can license different avenues let me start over. You can license your film to different types of distribution, whether that's streaming, whether that's TV, because that's different, and then theatrical releases. So that's why you'll see a lot of movies have different title cards or different distribution companies, because this distribution company takes over theatrical distribution, this distribution company takes over streaming distribution, this distribution company takes over TV, right? It's not analog. I forget, it's another word that I'm not remembering, but that's where that comes from. So for us, for independent films, usually what happens is we will get an offer for universal distribution. So the distributor will do theatrical, streaming, TV. It's usually only streaming though, because that is the most accessible right now. And that's the way that a lot of distributors can get their dirty paws on independent films and make all their money. And make sure that the filmmakers don't.
Yeah.
But
there isn't as many cool like cable channels anymore. Like you could like, I mean, I remember seeing like a lot of like low budget stuff on like the El Rey network and stuff like that. But it's, you know, that's not even, I don't even have cable anymore. So I can't even tell you the last time I saw the El Rey network. But when it comes to, so another question, but when it comes to distribution, are you seeking out specific ones that have success? I mean, obviously you want one that's going to be successful. But are there particular names that you're like searching for, like in distribution companies?
So the answer to that for me is yes and no. So like anybody, you know, you want to do your due diligence, right? You want to research, you know, who you would think is going to be the best distributor for your movie. So you want to find distributors that have movies similar to yours. And I know every filmmaker out there is going to be like, my film's unique. It's not. You know, there is going to be a movie out there like your movie, right? Obviously it's not going to be the exact same, but it's similar enough.
Right.
And so you want to find a distributor that is also putting out those, you know, movies that are similar to yours. And then what I would recommend to filmmakers is going a step further and contacting the directors, the writers, the producers of that movie and calling them or writing them an email and being like, hey guys, I saw you got distribution through this company. How was that process for you? And how are they to work with? And those filmmakers will be happy to tell you.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with a couple of them and they're very happy to tell you. And that'll help influence your decision on what distributors to even pursue or which ones to talk to that might pursue you, depending on if they find you at a festival or something like that. Yeah. So I would say when it comes to distribution, you know, who do you seek that has like that? You want to seek distributors that are distributing movies that are similar to yours, also with a similar budget range or something that looks like it could be a similar budget range, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're not going to go to Lionsgate, right? Like, first of all, they have a no solicitation. They approach you, and Lionsgate are already a production distributor already. So they distribute their own productions, right? So they're not looking to buy the licensing rights to your film, right? You know, so and same with Netflix. Like even like if you shoot your movie on a Netflix approved camera, that doesn't mean that Netflix is going to be like, we want your movie. Right. So, you know, that's the answer to that question is do your research. Right. And, you know,
Netflix used to have like a little while back, there used to be some pretty cool independent.
I mean, what Shudder is now, Netflix used to be.
Because Chris Seaver had stuff like the teenage movies and stuff were on Netflix. Like, how the hell did that happen? Like,
similar to Shudder. Similar to Shudder, and this is something that I am going to be doing. I don't mind, and I'm an open book when it comes to this. I'm going to tell everybody my secrets, and I don't care if I mean, please use the information. Shudder is looking for original content. So is Screambox, and so is Tubi. And I would definitely, as an independent filmmaker, I would definitely target Screambox to try to get like original programming. Mm-hmm. And what that usually means, and it could be different for everybody, but what that usually means is they write you a check and they now own your film. Mm-hmm. And as a Screambox original, but usually it's worth it. Or you can negotiate.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I know Terrifier 2 came out as a Screambox exclusive, but I think
that was after the theatrical run, though, right?
Yeah, it was after the theatrical run. But I don't think it stayed on Screambox exclusively.
No, it's been everywhere.
Right.
That's probably to promote it, because the movie itself hit the theaters running, and probably because I think that's when
It's supposed to be
Streambox
for 1
like
week.
was first coming out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that
probably
was-
like, oh, look what we have on our
yeah.
whatever streaming service.
Yeah. So that was
Um,
kind of they probably came out with a better deal than most on that
Most.
regard.
And I know like with like Skinamarink, it's listed as a Shudder original, but the movie was made well before Shudder had anything to do with
Yeah.
it.
So you said that they write you a check and they own the film, so they buy everything outright, like the whole
That's-
IP, or
That's what I've come to understand is that they'll write you a check and they own your film. I don't know how true that is for everybody, but because when it comes to trying to find answers like that to certain questions, you usually you have to ask each individual person, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? You know, and then like kind of gather your information that way. But the way that I understand it, usually it's like, all right, here's $100,000. This is our movie now.
Because I know Skinamarink made a good amount of money. It only cost like $16,000 to make the movie.
Yeah.
But they made like well over $1 million.
Yeah.
Back. I don't know if that was part of the Shudder deal. Either way. So Argonoid 69 is asking if Shudder is popular in the States. It is popular amongst horror fans. I mean, it could be more popular, I think. It's the same. It's IFC that owns them, right?
Yeah. I honestly, I think it's the most popular horror
I think it is
content
too.
aggregator.
But a lot of the stuff is it AMC?
It's AMC.
AMC owns them. So a lot of the stuff that you find on Shudder, you'll find if you have AMC Plus, it's going to be on there anyways. But a lot of the Walking Dead stuff and things like that are on Shudder in the US. I don't know if Shudder is available in other countries, but and Saul's asking, as an independent filmmaker, what would you say is the hardest part of your job?
Good question.
Yes. If that's an appropriate answer. So as an independent filmmaker, it really depends on what you're doing. So for this movie, I'm the writer and director and executive producer and editor, because it's my thing, right? And I only have the budget to be that. And I was very fortunate to raise the amount of money that I was able to raise, but I had to do that by myself. And I would say that's probably the hardest. I would say, honestly, the business aspect of the film business is probably going to be the hardest part of our job, because as filmmakers, right, we're artists, and artists don't like business, and for the most part, but it's a necessary evil. I mean, there's a reason, there's two words in the term film business. It's film and business, so you don't have to go to business school, right? And you don't have to get a degree in business to understand this, but you should have at least a working knowledge of how your industry runs and makes money. It's not all the horror stories that you hear, but there are certain business models that are successful that, you should at least be aware of,
right?
How does a movie make money after it's distributed? And if you know that, then you can start to think in terms of, I guess, a business person, and you can start to market or modify your movie in that way if you want to.
Right.
You don't have to. But yeah, I would say the hardest part of being a filmmaker is the afterlife of your film. It's hard. Pre-production's hard, production's hard, post-production's hard, but that's all stuff that we love to do, right? It's type 2 fun, I guess, as they put it. But it's a good time to have. And then afterwards, the afterlife, when you're actually trying to make money off your movie, that's probably what's so hard, because it's such an oversaturated market in every aspect, but if you're dedicated and you're passionate, that's not going to matter. Right.
So, I mean, I would say just from what I've heard, because I don't have the experience in it at all, but when some filmmakers are shooting for larger budget projects and stuff like that, it starts to get a little bit more painful during the production process, because you start getting producers and stuff that start stepping in and saying I want I want my family members to be in your movie. I'm paying for the movie, so I want them all to be in your movie. So it's like,
yeah,
crap. Now I got to find a spot for this kid who can't act that, whatever. Because I mean, I know of movies that was the case, and it's just like, that is horrible. That's a bad situation right there.
Yeah, but there have also been movies where the production company has stepped in and be like, yeah, we're not doing that, and it has saved the movie.
Yeah.
So there, and I'm there's one off the top of my head that I'm trying to remember where that happened. It's a pretty popular movie. I'm not going to remember because I'm doing it like every time I try to do this, but there are examples of that. I'll come. I can't remember. I'll come.
Sure,
I'll come back.
I'm sure there's plenty of them, but yeah,
but a lot of filmmakers want to blame production companies. They want to blame producers. Like, oh, it's the producers that do this. It's production companies that do this. That's what a lot of the argument for all these shitty fucking Marvel movies that have been coming out. And then, the artists, can't do what they want to do because
even like way lower than that. But like, there's one that, like, I'm sure Tony can figure out which one I'm talking about. That we had kind of like a close connection to, that. The producers stepped in and it was like, okay, I'm a producer. I want this music in the movie. How are we going to make this fit? Okay, we have to do this kind of scene. Or, okay, I want to be in the movie. I have this dog. I want my dog in the movie. Okay, we need to figure this out. And it's like, literally, it just like went like, for as many cool ideas as they had and cool shots as they had, it all got jumbled together with so much other just bullshit. And the movie ended up being like really a disappointment.
I guess.
A lot of hype. Yeah, but I can tell you about it afterwards. But yeah, it was. It's unfortunate because people are trying to progress and make larger budget movies, but sometimes you fall into that kind of situation. But
it happens, man. But I'm sure there's more good than bad.
Oh yeah. I would hope. Yeah. I think we would all hope.
I guess I would
ask a while ago if there was a trailer. I would say no because you just got the footage. Are you getting the footage tomorrow? So
I'm getting the footage tomorrow. Yeah, there's no trailer yet. I do have some stuff I can show if you guys want to see it.
Yeah. You can share screen if you want.
Yeah, let me
allow it, but I can definitely do that.
Okay. Let me see what I can do.
And this is why everyone should watch us live, because right now you'll be seeing some stuff that you can't hear about.
Because right now you're just listening to us trying to figure out how to do this. You could be watching us try to figure out how to do it. And everyone wants their 15 minutes. I agree. I've wanted it many times for many different things, and I never got it.
One day you'll get it.
No, I won't. I'm getting older and older as we talk.
That's fine, bro. Did you see? You can be famous anytime you want. Did you see the guy, the Costco guy?
The Costco guy?
Yeah, he said, "Fucking scan the shirt."
Oh, the chicken guy.
Scan the shirt. I don't want.
Don't touch my chicken. Scan the shirt.
No LEDs on my chicken.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. There's this old guy that buys like 5 rotisserie chickens. And the guy tries to lift it up to scan the thing. And he's like, no, don't touch my chicken. Scan the shirt. And he's got the chicken, the skew on his T-shirt for the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're finding that stuff, Marcus is saying, it's cool to hear your opinion because I had a totally different opinion in my head. And I still thought it was open-minded. So yeah, so that's one thing that Tony has brought up numerous times. Oh, look at that. I'm going to share it right now. Tony and I both, we've learned a ton from doing this, just as fans, like talking to filmmakers about stuff. So that's a creepy.
What was the opinion? I want to know what the opinion was.
Opinion of.
But Marcus said it's cool to hear your opinion because I had a totally different opinion in my head. I want to know what the opinion was.
Oh, yeah. What's your opinion at? No, Sergio, I'm not mad at you. Don't be concerned. I'm not mad at you.
So these are some real basic sort of shots. Some light color grading that we've got. This is a real graveyard that we shot in. You can see our ghost over here.
Oh, that's cool. Neat.
So this is one of our main characters, Lilian. And then this is her again.
And these are on the Black Magic.
I think this is the C200. I'm pretty sure this is the C200. And then I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And I'm going to find some. Oh, hang on. Let me share this. Actually, no, I'm going to go back. So this is a lightly edited scene. Let me try to present this again. So this is a lightly edited scene from the film. It's not going to give anything away, but there's just some stuff in it, and it's muted, so don't worry. There's no sound. But this is on both the Black Magic and the C200. And what's really good about these two cameras is that they color match very well.
Oh, so spot the
So it's like I defy anyone to tell me which shot was done on the Black Magic and which was done on the C200. I'm sure there's some pixel peepers who can do it, but
those people have too much time in their hands.
Yeah. But so this scene happens in the film where the two leads, they kind of have it's not necessarily a falling out, but they kind of start having some issues because they're both becoming haunted by a spirit. And so one of these leads is kind of going through their memories because they're best friends and just kind of reminiscing and just, reminding themselves of why they are best friends and why they love each other. And, that it's cool. But this is all of everything that we've done is all practical effects. We do not have any digital effects or anything like that. I'm going to put a little asterisk there. We do have some green screening on cell phones for certain things. Mm-hmm. But other than that, all of the special effects that you're going to see in this film are all practicals.
Neat.
That is... that's that. And then I have a little bit of a sizzle reel, not necessarily a sizzle reel, but just some stuff that you can see that we can watch while we talk. If you want. None of this I haven't shared before, so unfortunately there's nothing exclusive. Sorry. This was all on the Screaming Room, but you can still see it here. And but this is some stuff. This is our, we're kind of messing with the drone. So we have some drone shots in here that are going to show up in the film. If you couldn't tell, the fact that we were shooting in a graveyard, we are going to have some ghost stuff happening. And these are a couple of characters that are on their own adventure looking for some spirits. And so that's what's good.
So lighting this part here, I see that some of the backlighting was that already there, or did you just incorporate what was? How did you light this up?
Yeah, so I mean, there were street lamps, obviously, that we used as motivators, but we do have all lights that are. This was all intentionally lit. I forget what the hey, what's up, Mac? Good to see you, buddy. I forget what the technical term for these lights are. But my gaffer, Jeremy Blakelock, has an arsenal of gear, and my director of photography. There's Matt, actually, right there on the screen.
Matt, isn't that him right there?
Okay. Yeah, that's him right there on the screen. He is a paranormal investigator.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all of this fog, it's all practical. So what we did is we put baby oil in a bug fogger, and heated that up and just sprayed the shit out of this graveyard. So all of this fog is all real fog. These are all practicals. This is in the middle of a nightmare sequence that, again, this is all lightly edited stuff. So it's going to be a lot tighter when we actually start working on it. But this is Jay messing around, because Jay, my director of photography, is also an editor. and he loved taking the footage and just going and messing with it. So this is kind of what he did. You're going to see a skeleton come out of that tree here, and there it is. And yeah, cool. so we have
that's dope.
So yeah,
Matt, calm down. It's okay.
Did you?
I mean, it already looks pretty awesome. So
thank you.
Imagine how it's going to look when it's fully edited.
Yeah, is this now? So this location, so this is what we're watching here. Did you like have to have permits, pull permits? Do you know somebody, or is it like?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we had to pull permits to shoot in that graveyard. I contacted so we shot all of this in Jacksonville, and this graveyard's actually in Jacksonville Beach, Jacksonville, Florida. And yeah, we pulled permits. I contacted the Jacksonville Beach Police Department and told them that we were going to be out here doing stuff, and they were like, cool. And we actually did have somebody not enjoy. Did you see those? Here, I'll get
that. What was that?
The tentacles. Some H.P. Lovecraft kind of stuff.
I'm a huge Lovecraft fan.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Look at that. So that's all. Like we're getting all practical here.
Elder ones.
Yep. But we did have somebody not happy that we were shooting in a graveyard, and they came up and started threatening us. And so I had the police like on like the non-emergency line on my phone directly to a guy. And I was like, hey, just letting you know, we're getting harassed by this guy. And they're like, it's fine. If anything happens, like, he's like, everybody knows that you're there. So if anybody tries to mess with you, just let us know. And, we'll send somebody out. But yeah, we were permitted. We got all of our paperwork straight for, anything, because we're trying to make, I'm trying to make a legitimate film, I'm not trying to, I'm God bless the guerrilla filmmakers. Nothing against that. Do your thing. But, we wanted to make sure that we were on the up and up.
So, first off, Marcus is saying it looks beautiful.
Thank you, Marcus.
And then, he's, what is it? Angroid 69, whatever, however you say it, is asking if you have to pay to use the graveyard. So is it when you pull permits, I'm assuming you have to pay to pull permits. I mean, I guess, right?
No, we did not have to pay to use the graveyard. What I sent an email. I said, hey, we're making a movie here. We would like to use the graveyard if possible. What's up? And then the Parks and Rec people were like, yeah, sure. That's cool. When do you want to be out there? And I was like, well, we have a bunch of overnight shoots. So we're going to be there from like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so what they wanted is they just wanted a breakdown of when we're going to be there, how many people were going to be there, what type of scenes we were going to be. Oh, I want to pause this there for a second. What type of scenes we were going to be shooting. So I just gave them a basic sort of breakdown of the scene so that they knew that we weren't doing anything like too crazy.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, sure, everything's good here. Like it took us about a week to get the first approval, and then we had to add on a couple of days, and like every day within 24 hours we got a reapproval from Parks and Rec. So honestly, like just ask. I would say most of the time just ask, and most of the time you will get. I mean, you'll get an answer, yes or no, either way. We've gotten plenty of no's, believe me. But yeah, this particular graveyard, because it's owned by the city, Parks and Rec were really cool with us being out there. The police were really cool with us being out there, and they were like, just send us stuff when you're done. And so that's what we're gonna do.
Cool, that's awesome. So I
wanted to pause. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think it was a while back, but I think we had a guest on before that said that they had problems with something with pulling permits for, or maybe it was like a Airbnb or something that they rented out, and like it was like they were the last film to be able to film there because they had already like booked it or something. But there was another film that was filming there before them, and it ended up being like a porno or something. But they never divulged that information to the people, and it was just like, all right, I'm done. After this, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. Obviously,
and that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sucks, and that makes it harder for real indie filmmakers to get locations because it just takes one asshole to do that.
Yep.
And then it ruins it for everybody else. So that's why going in every single one of our locations, I made sure that we left it cleaner than we found it.
Yeah.
And I made sure that everybody followed the rules and everybody was respectful. And if anything happened, we fixed it, or we paid for it to be fixed, or we, like that. So
yeah.
I wanted to make sure because, I consider myself a professional, as amateur as I am, kind of fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to act as professional as possible. And I feel like, you'll be treated as a professional if you act like one.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I wanted to pause on this and show everybody this, because this cave with that prop here and all of this was hand built by me and my girlfriend. I rented a space in a warehouse downtown, and we spent like 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday from the beginning of March until the day that we had to shoot inside this cave, building this thing. So from design to building the frame to purchasing all the materials and painting and like just everything. It was us two in there. We had a little bit of help for some friends, one day here, one day there. But the majority of our weekends in March and April, and some weekdays as well, was dedicated to this cave. Because here in Florida, we don't have any caves that, we can shoot in. And the one cave system that's like 4 hours west of the Panhandle, from 4 hours about west of Jacksonville, closer to Tallahassee, I submitted for a permit, and they were like, no, we don't want to let you film here. And so we were like, all right, so we gotta make it. We gotta build this ourselves. So we did. And then our art department went in the day before and the day of filming to put in all the final touches. So like the Spanish moss, these like little runes and stuff here. There's a bunch, you can't see it in this shot, but you'll be able to see it in other shots. And when you watch the film, there's a bunch of like vines and stuff that are coming out of this structure here and lining the walls. We made all of those. And that was hours of turning rope and twine and paint into what looked like these like hell vines. But there'll be a couple more shots in there, but there's a BTS scene of the ghost. There's something.
Hey, that was something. Yeah.
But so these are, these are some shots, and this is some stuff that you can expect to see once of the Hellgate once it's finished. Once I actually get my hands on editing and so I'm going to skip ahead because there is a spoiler in here, and I don't want to do that.
I hear you.
Actually, that might be it. Yeah. I don't know why there's like 5 minutes of black at the end of this, but that was about it. I just wanted to make sure I skipped over that spoiler there.
Okay.
But
no, it looks really cool.
But yeah, but you guys go. So there's some stuff happening.
Yeah, hell vines, and that's crazy. So you're, little page from Kevin Costner. If you build it, you could film it, type of deal.
And that's Tony's method to booking the show. Sometimes, like they're like, "Oh, how did you get that guest?" He's like, "I asked." Like, because we've, sometimes we'll have some, like iconic guests and stuff, and literally just Tony being like, "Hey, you want to come on my podcast?" And they're like, "All right." Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's a lesson that I've been learning, really, is that like, it really doesn't hurt to ask. And you'd probably be surprised at the result if you just ask.
Right.
So,
I'm too afraid to ask sometimes. I feel like
I am too.
I'm
trust me.
Like, if this person has any respect for me, they're about to lose it.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hi, I have a podcast. Can you come on, please? Like, I don't ever want to see you again.
That's how I felt when I was asking for locations for my movie.
Yeah.
You know, like you call up, especially because the first location that I called was a graveyard. And it was one of those where it's just like, yeah, I'm making a movie. And they were like, what's it called? And I was like, the Hellgate. And they were like, yeah, we're not interested.
Yeah, nah.
And it was just like, I was like, oh. Go ahead.
You could have lied and said, 3 Little Ponies or something like that.
Oh,
well,
3 Little Ponies visit their deceased family at the cemetery.
One of the modifications to the genre of the film that I did consider changing for some of these is from horror to like dark fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, is that maybe that'll go, but I don't think I ever went with that. I don't think I ever did that, but like I was getting a lot of no's, like especially for music stores, because there's a music store location that we shot in, and I was calling up a bunch of music stores, and they were like, no, and it's just like, guys, I promise we're not doing anything crazy in there. Like it's literally like there's character scenes in here, and that's it. Nobody's getting mutilated, nobody's getting, like we're not doing anything, and like, but they were like, no, and it's just like, all right, whatever.
It's a version of Mary Poppins.
Every movie's a version of Mary Poppins,
isn't it? Whatchamacallit, by music store, do you mean like a record store or like a place that sells instruments?
No, a place that sells instruments.
So you guys still have independent ones in Florida?
We do.
I am jealous.
Yeah, it's small, but it's there, and we're gonna pimp them out too. That's awesome. Their sign with their address and phone number is gonna be right there in the movie.
They're almost all gone around here. It's just Guitar Centers now. And it's just like, great.
You can't even play the drums anymore.
If I wanted to buy a crappy Squire that was, made in a humid location and it's bowed, like I could shoot arrows with it, I have the place to go. If I wanted to get anything that I actually want, I have to buy it online, and then if I don't like it, I can return it after. But I can't try it out. That's how it is at Guitar Center. You can't try it out because they don't have it. They won't carry it in the store.
No.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
No, but that's, for like you said, so you got a lot of no's. And then, so like for the cemetery, the graveyard. So if Parks and Recs had said, nah, like how would that have affected, like what kind of pivots would you have had to do? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of big deal with like putting, I guess you're at the mercy of getting yeses, right? To be able to go in, especially with like they're asking specific questions of like, what's your movie about? And then they're like, we don't vibe. Good luck.
Yeah, I guess keep asking. Or honestly, grave headstones aren't that hard to make. I can hang on a second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. I got one right here.
One of the one of the great things about being a filmmaker is you do get to keep props. And so I think I might have to.
Hey, there you go.
Hang on, give me a second. I got to turn off the.
Jim Morrison.
Well, actually, so. Yeah, so this is a headstone, and this is styrofoam.
You burned it in there. So
yeah, so my art department just burned it in and painted it gray, added like a little nick here, and that's what they did, and that's how you make a headstone. And nice. So if we really wanted to, we had some friends that had a backyard that we could just throw a bunch of gray styrofoam headstones in and shoot a lot of close-ups.
Yeah.
But that would be our like absolute last resort. That's what you can do. And you can go on YouTube and you, excuse me. And you can go on YouTube and you can search DIY fake headstone.
Yeah.
And
there's a couple of channels out there that some pretty talented people that show you how to make props.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I love about YouTube.
Yeah. I do a lot of things off of YouTube.
Actually I was going to say it's because Massachusetts is so old, but there's older places in Florida than Massachusetts. But my friend Dave lives in this really, really old house in Mass, and like part of the foundation in his basement is made up of old headstones.
Oh
And
my God, that's awesome.
yeah. And one of them says, "Here lies the wife of Robert Brown." And that, like, whenever I go over them, I'm like, "Oh my God, you have Whitney Houston buried in your basement?" But boom. It gets, it's always been funny to me.
Yeah, no ghosts there.
No, not at all. Not at all. Giant house is just 2 of them. I'm like, I would love to just be in your basement for like a night.
Yeah.
That's all about it. But yeah, I mean, have you ever thought about going to some of the older locations in Florida, like St. Augustine and stuff?
Yeah, well, that's I tried reaching out to a lot of I tried reaching out to some graveyards in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Nobody in St. Augustine picks up their phone.
Really?
Yeah. I'm serious. I can't imagine how many voicemails I've left government buildings in St. Augustine because nobody picks up their phone. So like after a while, I was just like, you know what? Forget it. Like, you know, it's already gonna cost me money to do a company move, even though it's about 45 minutes south of Jacksonville. Yeah. It's already gonna take me X amount of time to do a company move, you know, all the way down there. And like, I don't know. So
also too though, like now that I'd say it, I've been there and it is touristy.
Oh
so
yeah.
That would probably be an issue as well.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll just be people like yelling at you from the streets. What are you doing? You know,
we already have to, and I don't know how we're going to do this. It's going to have to be ADR, but we already had enough news. So one of the locations that we were shooting at, we were shooting late at night and they were doing road construction on the highway right next to the location. Ugh. And so every time an actor opened their mouth to speak, a jackhammer started. And we're just like, what are we going to do? We literally, there's nothing we can do. So we're just going to rely on wides, some close-ups, and like, I'm probably going to have to ADR something. And I'm going to rip the hair out of my head watching that scene, knowing that there's going to be portions that are ADR.
You could rewrite the script and say like the demon gave
off
him,
screen.
It's like either that or it's like, oh, now you can't speak. You're sounding.
Yeah. I wish that the location that we were shooting at was warehouse, and but it wasn't supposed to be a warehouse. We had dressed it up to look like something. But I wish that what we could do is just get like an establishing shot of some guy on a jackhammer on a highway, just to be like, look, this is where we are. Now we're inside this place, and that's why you're hearing a jackhammer. But it would make no sense.
Right.
And so it's like,
it would be funny if it was like only while a certain actor spoke, and then for the rest of the movie, whenever that actor talks, no matter where
they are
in the movie, it is whenever they open their mouth, it's also the sound of a jackhammer.
Right.
If you're like going to sleep, like good night, and as they say, it's like
it followed you home.
Sergio, I'm aware of what time it is.
He's sleepy
later, so if you need to go, I understand. Not a big deal. I'm not upset with you. So if you need to go, I get it. But we're gonna wrap up in probably like the next 10 minutes. So it's up to you. So
am I holding you guys over? I don't mean to. Sorry.
No. Usually because we do 9 to 10. So, but you came in.
Oh, gotcha.
Around 9:30.
I'm wide awake. I had a light and fit, dog. I'm ready to go.
I eat light and fit yogurt every morning. You drink it though.
Yeah, smoothies.
My wife. Smoothies. So I was asking, after the last shot, how long does it take to be ready for distribution? I know it's kind of a loaded question. It's probably project by project, I would think.
Yeah, because so after the last shot, then depending on when you get the footage,
if you
and who's editing it, you know, it can take X amount of time. I would say anywhere from 6 months to a year.
Wow.
Just on average. I gave editing, and since I wrote this, it's not gonna take me as long to edit, right? Because I kind of already know, where the next going, what the feeling of each scene is supposed to be, and how it leads into the next one. Really, I know what I'm looking for, and so that's gonna cut down some time. But I still gave myself a deadline by August, so I want this deadline to be August, so that I could at least have a cast and crew premiere by like October, you know, so that like we're in spooky season. It's a horror movie. You know, we're going to have a cast and crew premiere, probably a local premiere, but that's also when I want to start like shopping distributors and really sort of sending that out, because what I'm already doing now, not now, but once I get the footage, I'm already going to be finding a lot of the most exciting shots and cutting them together in like a sizzle reel and sending those off to potential distributors or even sales agents and being like, hey, we have this film, it's in post. This is some of the stuff that we got, you know, what do you think? And
you like it?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing
I'm
too
already
with social media now, you can maybe like throw out like a little snippet and have them come to you. It's like, oh, what the hell is this? Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility. And that's also what I've been doing. Like, so if you follow the movie on Instagram at the Hellgate movie, if you follow us there, I've been sharing everything about this. Like, and I've told all my cast and crew, like, there are no NDAs on this set. This is not a closed set in that you can't have your phone. I was like, please take pictures of everything that we're doing and share them. Just tag us, just tag the movie, but share everything. Like, I don't want to hide anything. That's why, I mean, like, that's why I showed you guys like it's not really spoilery clips.
Yeah.
But like, it's some stuff you're going to be able to see in the movie, like with the tentacles and stuff like that. Like, we have a lot of cool stuff that I want to use to get, you know, hype for the film. Cause I think it's going to be, I obviously have my bias when I say this, but I think it's going to be a really good movie. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And that's what I want. That's what I want people to get out of it. I want it to be a fun watch that also maybe scares you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I know I'm not going to be scaring anybody that's like us, you know, we're all jaded, but
the one thing where I am now though, like it's not very often I get scared anymore, but if like, unfortunately, and I'm sure you're in the same boat, you watch a movie and you're like, all right, this is what's going to happen next. This is what's going to happen next or whatever. Like, and if they throw me for a loop, that's awesome. Like if I'm expecting this is going to, I'm like, kind of like, I can tell what's going to happen in the movie most of the time as I'm watching it. But if something's like completely different than what I was thinking, like they really throw me for a loop, I'm like, this movie is something special.
This movie's dope.
I don't know.
Really touched me in the heart.
I don't know if I'm gonna throw you for a loop, but I think there's something for everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
That's really this movie was my love letter to horror movies and metal music. Like, this is what this movie was for me. It's the two of my passions, two of my favorite things, and I wrote this movie to be a love letter to both of those.
Hence the music
subcultures,
right? Hence the music store.
Yep. Hence the music store. The look of the girls, the two leads, they're very much like metalheads. You know,
I saw Korn in the Notebook.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we had a death metal band from Miami come up and play in a scene that we shot, and then we also had a local MRSA, MRSA.
Sounds like a virus. It is a virus.
Well, if you're a death metal band, but they're awesome, and they're like they have a whole horror aesthetic anyway.
Nice.
With like they have like masks and like makeup and stuff like that, and so they already have kind of a horror aesthetic, so they fit in perfectly. And then we had another local band here from Jacksonville in another club scene that they're playing. And I'm also going to be reaching out to a lot of different Jacksonville metal bands, and really honestly Florida metal, because Florida metal is best metal. Sorry. They're it's that Tampa Bay, that death, that slam.
Well, I don't know how jaded you can be when you have nice weather year round.
Right.
Like, oh man,
the guy from
Swamp Doom is a lot of bands down here. So you know, I have a lot of doom metal. That's like a lot of like Ice Doom, Frozen Doom, stuff like that from, you know, the Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Swamp Doom down here.
To be honest with you, I'm less of a metal guy than I used to be.
I'm a metal man.
Same.
I'm a metal man.
No. Don't get me wrong. I like heavier music, but I wouldn't necessarily consider what I like to be categorized as metal.
I think I found the MRSA band. Does the guy wear an apron?
Yeah, MRSA. That's how you spell their name. Yeah. So they're in a scene. But yeah, so what I really want to do is I really want to have a soundtrack for this film, and so I want to reach out to a bunch of Florida metal bands, Jacksonville if I can, and get their music on the soundtrack. And I already had one guy submit to me an original song for the film, and it sounds like that old '90s death metal.
Yeah,
and it's just like, man, this would be a great closing credits track.
There you go.
But if you're looking for any extra, we do have some Jersey. I know some Jersey metal.
Jersey, though. That's Jersey. Jersey's not Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey's
just saying.
We all know this.
Listen, it's I just I want to do it because I want, and I obviously want to, I'll take whatever metal I can get. Honestly.
Jersey metal is technically Bon Jovi, so
you got to pay for that.
That's the heaviest it gets in New Jersey is Bon
Jovi. Wow. sorry, Jersey.
Yeah. Oof, slippery when wet, indeed. But you mentioned the Hellgate movie on Instagram. Is it or film on Instagram?
The Hellgate movie on Instagram.
Okay. So everyone that's watching, go subscribe to that, and everyone that's listening, you could have watched and subscribed. Now you can just listen and subscribe. And what about do you have other places where people can go follow your other projects? Like, do you have one for your production company?
Yeah. So again, on Instagram, if you follow Bloodscribe Creations, you'll see us there. You can follow us there. We will be posting all of our productions and all of the stuff that we're working on then. But yeah, so that's and that's everywhere. We're on YouTube, Bloodscribe Creations. That's where I stream my podcast. The Screaming Room is on Bloodscribe Creations, and we have short films that you can watch on there as well. And then I have some other videos on there. I'm not a YouTuber, but I've been trying to get the Bloodscribe Creations YouTube channel to be favorable to the algorithm. So I've been trying to post more content, but because I'm not a YouTuber, I feel like the only value I have to add is when I come on and do live stuff. When I make a video, I'm just like, what am I doing that other people better than me aren't already doing, Right. So that's the only
I stopped caring about that stuff. Honestly, I just want to do a show that I'm enjoy doing. That's it. I stopped being I just want a bajillion subscribers and I want to be able to be like, yo fam, let's do this. I don't want to do any of that.
You just did, bro.
But I'm making fun of those people.
No, you did it.
I meant all of it. I'm calling all of you fam. But yeah, so we do have to wrap things up. So thank you very much for coming back on.
Yeah, so
and go check out the Screaming Room. Great name.
Thank you.
Name. And the movie looks awesome. Definitely keep us posted. When it's available to watch. I would love to see it. I'm sure they
absolutely
as well. And by all means, when it's ready, when it's out and about, come back on, bring some cast on, and we'd love to talk about it with them as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We will do that. I mean, we are trying to get on as many shows as we can right now. A buzz, but yeah, as things go on, we'll definitely be. I like talking to you guys. I'll bring the leads on. They're a lot of fun to talk to.
Just let them know in advance that I am not a fan of It Follows, just in case.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm not kidding about being a fan of It Follows because I'm not. One.
That's a t-shirt.
I want it to be a surprise when they come on.
I'm not a fan of It Follows.
guys. I don't know if you're aware of this. And then there's just disgusted and just disconnect right away.
Bye.
So yeah, go follow him all of those places. And Angel, what about yourself? Where can people go to follow you?
Just check out That Strange Show. We are coming back. We just recorded our season premiere episode, I guess. We talked a lot of weird shit like we always do.
Yeah. And crazy stories.
STD bugs and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, go follow that on Instagram. X, whatever you want to call it, and go check out some of the little micro shorts I've been doing on my Instagram at Chaos Manus, and that's it.
And Tony, what about yourself?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, which I haven't done anything really on, but you'll find old reviews and stuff on there. Tony has 9 fingers on X, which I never use. Tony has 9 fingers on TikTok, which is my I guess social media of choice. I did.
You finally hit the 25,000
20
subscribers.
Yeah, so I finally did it. I broke the 25,000 mark. So I'm happy.
Congratulations!
About that. Thank you. I appreciate it. So some of you guys might have come from the live, which I try to do more often. So I appreciate that. Tony's movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me, and of course, here on the Wicked Horror Show, whether we have an awesome guest or it's just horror movie talk, or if we have a show, sometimes we take a week off or something.
We have lives, we have jobs. Sometimes we need a Tuesday off.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Well, you have a job?
No. This is my job.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, tell my Bills that.
Well, I'm just saying.
This is his job.
Yeah. Hey, Bills, this is his job.
Yeah, this is my job, Bills. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Bill.
Bill. Oh yeah. The dude, Android 69 is saying that he loves your lives, Tony.
Well, I appreciate it. I try my best to, keep everyone entertained, get them up on the,
I'm telling you, ever since Tony grew that fucking beard, man, his life has changed.
Yeah, it has. It's all been uphill.
Everybody used to think I was like a 18-year-old child.
Look at this kid with no beard. He's not going to have anything.
As of tomorrow, I will be a 39-year-old man.
Your birthday's tomorrow?
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
10 years older than you. Makes me feel like shit.
Oh, shut up.
But anyways.
Kevin, what about you?
Besides doing the show with the so lovely Tony Has 9 Fingers and the occasional Chaos Mantis, aka Angel, I also am part of that screen show, which we just recorded the season premiere, and I also do the Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter, where myself and Jar Jar Jeremy sit down with Nancy Ann Ritter, who was in the original Scream. She was one of the bathroom girls, and she doesn't know anything about horror, so we are teaching her about iconic horror and making her watch some movies that have scarred her for life.
Nice.
But it's crazy. She had never seen The Shining before.
Insane. And I'm glad you made her watch it.
Yeah. She absolutely loves it.
Oh, you better.
So far, the movie she's disliked the most has been Evil Dead 2.
Samantha.
No.
Right. And I was just like, if you think that was too much, you're going to hate Dead Alive. She really liked Dead Alive. I'm like, Evil Dead 2 was too much for you, but Dead Alive was not. Like,
man, you gotta kick ass for the Lord.
Yeah.
Some people.
Right, see you later, Serge. Thanks everyone who was in the chat.
Yes.
More active.
And again, if you've listened through the entire episode, this is why you have to watch us. You have to watch us because you missed the little clippets and pictures and stuff.
It's a new word.
Clip it, Mr. Limpets.
Incredible Mr. Clippets.
That's a throwback.
Dude, one of my favorite movies, man.
Don Knotts, where he turns into the fish.
Yeah, Don Knotts. Wow.
One of my favorites.
What was it called, though? It wasn't Clippet.
The Incredible
Mr. Limpet.
Limpet, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you said that you had some old movie reviews on your YouTube, I was like reviewing from the Marx Brothers, and it's like all black and white and moves real fast. But that was a bad joke. Hey, everyone, I'm going to leave you with that horrible joke. Have a great night. Thanks for watching / listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, DJ.
Yeah.
1 second, everyone.